Hello and good day. Welcome to the Super Good Camping Podcast. My name is Pamela.
I'm Tim.
And we are from supergoodcamping.com. We're here because we're on a mission to inspire other people to get outside and enjoy camping adventures such as we have as a family. Today's episode, we wanted to talk about camping in very early spring, very late fall, or if you happen to get a cold snap, how you can adapt your gear, your skills, and your mindset. Today, so what edge season camping actually means, it might be very early spring, so snow melt or freeze thaw cycles where it hasn't fully decided if it's spring yet. Late
Mother
fall,
Nature is like that.
fickle. Late fall, cold nights and shortened daylight hours. And then what happens if you get a sudden cold snap in shoulder season camping? People sometimes love it because it's less crowded. We know somebody that likes less crowds. We like somebody who likes no bugs or fewer bugs. With stunning scenery, mist, frost, fall colors, beautiful lakes as they're thawing. Wildlife might be more active. Moose are more active when it's colder. So it's not harder necessarily, it's just different, and preparation is critical. So we'll do some practical gear shifts and mental shifts to help you stay safe and comfortable.
Yeah, so probably the two biggest things that come to mind, not that I do a lot of edge season camping, but
Sure.
a few decades in, I've done so. Moisture and temperature swings are probably the ones that make a mess with all of your planning. You got freeze thaw reality, especially in the spring. Daytime, it's the sun's out, it's nice and warm, snowpack's a little sloppy, but all good. And then nighttime, it's like, holy crap, it's cold, right? So you're dealing with mud, slush, hidden ice, because it'll be under the snow as that freeze thaw happens, and you get a bit of a couple of centimeters, part of an inch of snow. It hides that from you, so and your gear gets wet during the day, and then it freezes at night. So we'll get into that, but there's ways around it. That's the reality of what you're dealing with. Moisture management is pretty much everything. So if you're wet and you're cold, you don't have a fire, you don't have a source of heat or whatever, rapid heat loss, man. Yeah, that will go poorly very quickly. Just saying. Cotton is not your friend. Even a light sweat is going to make a difference to how things play out for you. Moisture is not your friend. It's again heavily towards the spring thing, but we've done some fall trips that you get all sweaty on a portage because you're not dealing with ice yet. And then you're back in it and you're paddling, but you're maybe not paddling hardcore, and you start going, oh, I don't know, man, I got a bit of a shiver going on, that sort of deal. So
hard to get once you get that chill.
It's hard to shake it off. Yeah.
So here's what you can do. How can you adapt? Sleep system adjustments. So your sleeping bag, you want to choose one that's rated at least 5 to 10 degrees Celsius lower than the forecast says.
And I just want to throw in,
yeah,
I lean heavily towards that 10. Don't be afraid to go beyond 10 degrees Celsius, which beyond 10 degrees Celsius, lower than what the forecast low is. A, things happen. B, you can always unzip that sleeping bag. You can't add to it. You can carry more gear, but we've been in situations where we had bags that were 10 degrees, were rated 10 degrees beyond what the low was forecast. A colder snap moved in, and man, we were putting all our clothes on that night.
Forecast can be wrong, so that's very better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Down versus synthetic in damp conditions. And then use a liner to boost warmth, so you can throw some extra layers into your sleeping bag.
Absolutely. And sleeping pads. So I guess it depends on what type of edge season camping you're doing. We tend to, you by now, if you've listened to the podcast more than twice, I'm a backcountry guy. So we do sleeping pads, but we don't do great big inflatable ones. We do much smaller ones. We inflate them slightly because actually having that air in between you and the ground, if it's not a well R-rated pad, can defeat the purpose of having a pad under you. I mean, old bones, the pad's a good thing, but it will actually make it be colder because the ground can get colder, and that cold will wick up into you. Um, there's the notes. The ground steals heat faster in cold soil, and especially in early spring, think about maybe doubling up your pads. Get you farther away from the ground, doubles your R value underneath you.
And as far as keeping your water from freezing, you can boil water in an Nalgene. So boil water inside an Nalgene and then put it inside a sock. And then it can preheat your sleeping bag, so it can be like your foot warmer.
It is. I remember the first time I heard that, and I went, "Oh, that's brilliant! That's like a hot water bottle at your feet." So it's preheating your bag, which is good because it's chasing some of that moisture out, and just preheats. So you're adding layers, you're changing layers because your switch. So we'll talk about this at some point. You're going to have your clothes that you use through the day, and then you're going to have your sleeping clothes. At some point, you have to be out of clothes in order to be into the other set of clothes. So yeah, a preheated bag is a good thing, and a hot water bottle to help keep things warmer throughout the night is brilliant. There you go, close. So layering strategy, the no sweat rule. Your base layer wants to be merino or synthetic, never cotton. Cotton's a bad thing. In this situation, I love cotton. Just saying. Even I only wear synthetic or merino. I've got merino socks and stuff. Yeah, and there you go. Dry sleep layers reserved only for sleeping.
And then your mid layer can be a fleece or a light insulated jacket. Your outer layer can be a waterproof shell or something even with a bit of a liner to so you have extra warmth, especially during the thaw.
I would throw in that outer layer, waterproof, yes, Gore-Tex, what have you. That's all fine and dandy. If you can, because they're never cheap. If you can get ones that have venting so that as it changes, so you're not taking 18 pairs of whatever. All of my outerwear has zippers in the armpits. I have zippers all over the place because it takes me nothing to go from 0 to pouring sweat. So if I don't have that, there's going to be trapped moisture. I don't care how well it breathes.
Well, then your activity level's varying. So you're sitting, and then you're paddling, and then you're portaging, and then
or you're hiking. If it's spring,
yeah.
you're not likely so much to be paddling because on the ice, Evan does it all the time. Just saying.
So if you feel slightly cool while you're hiking, that's perfect. If you feel warm, you're about to break into a sweat, and then there's going to be the moisture to deal with.
Okay, so footwear and ground conditions. Waterproof boots for mud season, and I've also seen some folks wear rain boots, but heavy duty ones, like heavy duty, thick rubber, insulated, really good tread pattern on the bottom. It's a good grip. Gaiters, so taller ones if you're into slush or if you're going through wet grass in early spring. Extra socks. You will rotate them every day. Merino wool is awesome. There is nothing that doesn't retain moisture, and moisture is not your friend. And dedicated dry camp socks. So take lots of socks.
I remember this from scouting that when Brandon was in scouts, it was like dry socks, dry socks, dry socks. It was always impressed on us, like make sure to send extra socks. Feet have to be kept dry.
Yeah.
Can't set up adjustments, so choose higher ground so that you're not, when the water's melting, it's going to run downhill. Face your tent away from the prevailing wind and bring extra tarp coverage. Ventilate your tent because the condensation will increase in the cold weather, and then you're in a damp tent.
Yeah, which is, again,
damp.
You'll hear me say things about moisture bad in various ways. It is. It's the one that's going to make it's going to make the distinction between comfort and really crappy, because edge weather camping is, I love it, but I'm too hot most of the time and there's no people around. Just saying. So cooking and water in cold conditions. Stoves. So if you have a canister stove, it's going to perform less well. You won't be able to crank it up nearly as much as you want because it's about the gas going from it's about a liquid fuel expanding into a gas, and it's sublimating is the term because
Geek.
yes. So, it can't do it nearly as well in cold temperatures. Something with a liquid fuel like naphtha, white fuel, whatever, something like that is going to work much better. I have heard of people taking twig stoves. That probably works reasonably well in the fall, although it's a rainy season, so you're going to have to do some hunting for that. I don't think it'll work in the spring. Like, not everything will be wet from snow, or will be buried under snow. So, I personally, I would go shopping and buy myself a liquid fuel stove.
Yeah, liquid fuel stoves perform better in the cold. And then,
But you can keep your canisters in your jacket or something like that to keep them warm. Real pain in the butt if you're hiking or something.
yeah,
It's not very
extra weight.
comfortable. Yeah.
Hydration challenges: cold suppresses your thirst. And warm drinks, you want to increase intake. Prevent water filters from freezing, so sleep with the filter if you need to.
Yeah, and make sure your bags aren't, whether it's dirty water or clean water, end of your bags, like close them off, whatever it is, clamp it. If you pull a hose out and it snaps a valve shut, make sure that they're not full, because that will go poorly. If they do freeze overnight, you're going to not have a bag to put water into. And yeah, just stick the filter in your sleeping bag with you.
So you've got like your Nalgene bottle. Now you've got maybe your fuel canisters and your water filter. You just
put all this stuff. Just bring
everything.
Make sure you get a really big bag and just put your backpack in with you. Early spring hazards. You've got ice and water safety to worry about. Ice is unreliable during a thaw. Like, stay off it.
Don't be one of those.
Don't be one of those guys. And whatever you do, don't drive your truck out on there, or unless you're in Lake Simcoe in Ontario, because they must pull up so many trucks and snowmobiles every year, man. It's just insane. You would think they would notice the headline at some point and go, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Well, there's probably signs too saying stay off the ice.
Moving water is stronger than it looks, and at snow bridges, which you think are, that's all fine and dandy across that little bit of moving water. Nope, they'll collapse. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so be aware of hypothermia, because that's the real thing. We have a kid that may have endured hypothermia.
When it was very short, I'm absolutely certain that's what that was in hindsight.
Early symptoms are shivering, clumsiness, slurred speech. And this is where we have a picture of him, and he's kind of looking like a little out of it.
Yeah, nobody's home, for sure.
And that's where apathy is one of the signs. So intervene early, get some dry layers on that person, get some warm drinks into them, and try to get them sheltered from the cold and body heat, of course. So wrap yourself around them, trying to get your body heat into that person.
Yeah. So after a while of driving and we got heat back in the car, he came around. But it was like he just was like operating at about 10% mental state. He just wasn't all there. Wasn't firing on all cylinders, for sure.
They got a cold snap, wasn't it?
We did. We were 21 degrees during the day, and it went down to something below zero, and we were absolutely not prepared for it. We're going back a whole bunch of years. It's got to be pushing 20 years by now, something like that. And yeah, we weren't prepared. So I learned a bunch from that. So it's a little different in these edge season things. You have different light. You have obviously different temperatures, but light in particular. So sunset hits wickedly quick. There's a number of you hold up how many fingers. That tells you how many between the horizon and where the sun is, and that's supposed to each finger gives you a 15-minute or a 30-minute. I have to remember to look at that from now until sunset. I think it actually plays out quicker in certainly my experience in fall ones. It plays out quicker. You're setting up in full sun, and then poof, it's dark. What happened? I don't even finish the tent yet. Come on. You should plan, again, lack of daylight. So plan for shorter travel days. Set your camp up earlier than you would normally in the summer. And bring extra headlamps, maybe a backup, because also you're going to run into, so lighting is having a headlamp is always good for when you get screwed setting up. But batteries are going to dissipate quicker. It's just the nature of the beast. Batteries just don't last as long, and you're going to have longer time, like longer evenings. So whether you're reading, if you're that close that it's not you're not that you're farther into the edge season, so you can be able to sit out and have a fire, or you've got access to dry wood for it. That's great, but you're going to be there like a couple hours before, and it's just going to be a longer deal. So take a book and stuff.
You don't want to go to sleep at 7 o'clock necessarily,
Yes.
but maybe 9 o'clock. So mental adaptations, the edge season mindsets, redefining comfort. It's not going to be as cozy as summer, but maybe also not as hot or uncomfortable for some people. Comfort is dry, fueled, and sheltered from the elements. So take a slower pace. The cold requires maybe more time to set up, more intentional transitions, and less rush. And that's really, I think we all want to slow down a little bit over the cold and
Slow
dark
down, but not
winter
less
months.
rush. Just saying. So expect some imperfection. It's going to happen. You're going to have some mud. You're going to have some dampness. Hence the multiple pairs of socks, because that's often where the dampness ends up. You've got waterproof boots on. You're changing gears continually throughout a day. When you start sweating, sweat will end up in your boots. I guarantee you that. I literally want to have not. I'm looking at my waterproof boots right now. I love them. I want to spend a stupid amount of money on another pair of boots that aren't waterproof, so that I can not have boots full of sweat when I'm doing whatever portage. Yeah, and you're also going to find, again, because of temperature changes and moisture release, you're going to end up with frost on the inside of your tent.
So embrace it. Frosted mornings, like the frost on everything, is actually quite lovely. Mist rising off lakes and the absolute silence in the empty campgrounds. Yeah.
That would be 2 thumbs up from me. All right, so now that we've scared you a bunch, there are wonderful things about it, like the frosted mornings, like mist rising off the lakes, like silence. It's a wonderful thing. Everybody should try it. That said, your best bet is if you're an intermediate camper ready to expand your skills. Families who just want a little bit quieter. I mean, if you've been camping, especially in Ontario parks, I'm sure that this plays out everywhere. They can be a little bit loud in the middle of the summer when everybody and their brother is out of school or on their vacation or whatever, and the park's full. So families who want quieter parks. Photographers, because wildlife is, much as they're not traveling as much. So if you can figure out what their zone is, they're less likely to be spooked because there's nobody around to spook them. So that's a great thing. And yeah, along with photographers, wildlife lovers, like just hang out and watch the birds and stuff. It's cool.
And some people should maybe build a little experience first in the more comfortable seasons before they try the edge season camping. So brand new campers, maybe not the best way to start out. Anyone without the proper insulation and gear should maybe also not jump right in, and those who are uncomfortable managing variable conditions. So if you're just not that good at adapting to changes, unexpected things, maybe not the right thing for you.
But as a sort of an entry strategy, if you're a beginner camper, start with car camping. And by beginner, I mean you've camped a bit. I'm with Pamela. Brand new, don't do it. Spend some time doing some nice weather car camping stuff. Get some get some experience. Regular camping, because this is an expanded skill set. So
Yeah,
do
so
that.
learn how to cook outside at a campsite, learn how to set up your tent, learn how to sleep in a sleeping bag on a pad maybe, and before you jump into trying to do it in an edge season.
Yes, absolutely.
And or day use during the edge seasons to try it out. So you'll go
Oh,
for
there's an excellent idea. Yeah, so you can feel what the difference is like compared to what you have done. Brilliant. That's great. If you choose to do edge season camping, do car camping. You know, go to Mew Lake at Algonquin Park, or whatever, wherever there's a park that's open where you can drive in and you have a bailout if things don't play out, if the weather changes, whatever. You can throw the stuff in the car and go home. Um, you know, that being established campground, not I would not recommend trying to do it on Crown land, not early on anyhow. Make sure you're paying attention to what the forecast is. Check it like literally seconds before you leave. If it's an open operating park, they will often post daily the new forecast. Go and check it out, man. Make sure you know what you're getting into, or what's coming.
And forecasting is sometimes wrong, so keep on top of checking the forecasting.
Forecasting is sometimes wrong.
That's a understatement, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Start with a one night trip, man. Like not a big deal. Just go, check it out, see what it was like, see how different it is from anything else you've done, and keep your exit plan simple, which is throw the stuff in your car, go home.
So common mistakes people make with edge season camping is wearing cotton hoodies. So cotton bad, as Tim has said. Fleece good. Underestimating ground insulation, so not having enough to sleep on between you and the ground. Letting your boots freeze overnight. And packing
So
like it's
put your boots in your sleeping bag with you too.
there you go. What have we got?
Or at least the liners.
And packing like it's summer. So yeah, obviously you've got to have more gear. Ignoring condensation because again there's moisture, and waiting too long to put on layers.
Yeah.
So then you've got that chill, and it's hard sometimes to get that gone.
And that's a tough thing. You're because it's literally more work to do edge season camping. You're not really paying attention to yourself. You have to keep yourself front of mind. Well, also whoever's with you, because they're not keeping themselves front of mind either. Somebody needs to be paying attention, because you'll not get to the layer in time as soon as, and as Pamela mentioned earlier, as soon as you get that core temperature starting to drop, it's problematic to get back to your regular core temperature, what the core temperature you should have. So after all the big scare, why is it worth it? You'll develop stronger camping skills.
Yeah, so summer's going to feel like a breeze when you
It will.
doing the
Totally different animal. Yeah. Absolutely. You gain confidence in your skills, in your abilities. One of my favorite things is you get to experience a park in its most peaceful mode. There's nobody else there, man. It builds resilience, physically and mentally, because again, once you'll have some mistakes, but you'll correct them, and then you'll have some successes, and you'll be like, yeah, I did that.
It builds resilience physically and mentally. So this is where in talking with some of our podcast guests, they've said, like, sometimes it's the hardest things, and you remember those trips the best, but also you realize that you don't die from being uncomfortable. You can be uncomfortable and survive that, and we don't have to be always in comfort, but it does help strengthen you. Whatever it does, it makes you stronger. The campsite feels like it belongs to you. And we would love it if you guys have any cold weather tips, anything that we missed, any corrections on anything that we did say. We'd love to hear about that too. If you have any tips about gear that you find would be helpful, or if you want to suggest any future episodes, we'd love to hear from you about that too.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to say, we'd mentioned gear earlier, and don't get into it if you don't have that gear. You can, rather, I just go and buy the stuff.
Because we're rich.
Because we are, yes.
The
Independently
podcast
wealthy.
is making us rich.
I still have to check my lottery tickets from last night. But most outfitters will carry that gear, and they are experts at what they do, and how they can tell you what you need, and they can get you the right gear to make that a much more comfortable, much more successful camping trip. Just saying, to rent it from an outfitter is way cheaper than buying it, and you get to find out if that's going to work for you, if that's something you're interested in doing again.
Good point.
There you go.
So please do reach out to us if you would like to talk to us. We are always at hi@supergoodcamping.com. That's hi@supergoodcamping.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and we would love to hear from you on all of those things. Please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And then we will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.